Okay, this is your boy Merrick and welcome here to another video on the music business episode. And if you've not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button as you be ready so that I instill some knowledge into you. So on this episode I'm going to talk about those who would really like to be music entrepreneurs in the music industry, like dig into the music business field and understand the music business, and at the long last be able to really earn from music, get a living from music. So first of all, in the music industry you may get attracted to the music industry, in the music business side of the music industry, if either you may be an artist, maybe the kind of music you are interested in has not been really, like, it has been underrepresented, so you may wish to come in and represent it really well. And also the style, you can come across an artist who is really skilled, and you've seen the level of his talent or potential, and if it is like really has a good exposure, the artist can really do well. So you can also discover just a brilliant record deal that would be successful if it's released like in a proper manner in the music business. So also another reason, like maybe your band or you yourself, you are signed to a really big record label, let's say Sony Music, let's say Universal Music, and they dropped you or could drop. So you can also be interested in the music business and try dig into the music business. So first of all, this is not just a smooth way that you just sleep and earn money from. The music industry is an industry that can really frustrate you if you're getting, or if it's the first time you're getting into the music industry. You can be really frustrated the first time you're trying the music business. You'll be earning pennies. You're like,
pennies.
Sorry. You'll be earning really little from your music. So for example, you have really a good music that hit 1 million views in less than a week, but boom, at the end of the month it brought you 0 shillings, or it gave you something like, let's say, 10,000 Kenya shillings. No, something like, let's say, 30,000 Kenya shillings. That's really good money, right? But it's not worth 1 million views in a week. Someone expected, like, you've really earned millions from the hit song, right? So today I'm gonna teach you on how the steps you as a person looking forward to be an entrepreneur in the music industry should take, what you should start, the precautions, what you should take into caution, like what you should be really cautious about. So you can start the music business. Let's say you're a record label, you're an artist, you're a music manager, you're a publisher. So here is some of the details that you should have. You should have a good understanding of the 3 main areas, namely what the various rights in the music industry. How do you acquire these rights? And lastly, how do you commercialize, or how do you commercially exploit these rights? So like, I'm going to explain for you the main copyrights that exist in the music industry, like the main copyrights and the rights that exist in our music industry, in the music industry, in your music industry. So I'm going to use Kenya as a main reference, since I'm broadcasting to really lots of Kenyans. So for fans, it will be very easy engaging with your music, from the CDs tracks downloaded from iTunes. People have gone to stream your music on Spotify or Boomplay or YouTube. People can attend your gigs and festivals. Yeah, just to name them. Okay, so what is the challenge to music entrepreneurs? Like the person now who wants to get into the music scene and like generate money from the activities such as the streams on Spotify, the streams on Boomplay, the downloads from iTunes, like the money from the gigs and performance and festivals and so on. So you must develop a strategy that will enable you to maximize your income whenever you're getting into the field of collection revenue and from your rights, and know who to collect this money from. So looking at things like in a perspective like of a music fund, yes, I'll simply buy your CD, a gig ticket, or I'll download your music or watch your music on TV, listen to it on radio, just in order to hear your favorite sound, your sound yourself as an artist, as a label, as a music manager, as a publisher. So, but for music entrepreneurs, what actually happens is thinking of how it's going to collect that money, the copyrights and other music rights that they own or control, being consumed by me or you, the fan. So the three main rights that music business people, persons need to be familiar with is: one, composition rights, sound recording rights, and performance rights. The two are mainly copyrights, that is the composition copyrights and the recording copyrights. But the performance is a right. What's the difference between copyright and a right? Oh my. Make sure you subscribe so that next time I really explain to you deep what is copyright and what is rights. So for now, compositions, there are two main copyrights involved. A music that is protected by copyright law as a musical work. B, the lyrics that are protected in copyright law as literary work. Your lyrics, and there's the composition. So the composition has the musical rights. This will involve the instrumentals, involve the melody and all that. But the literary work, this involves your lyrics, you as an artist. Otherwise, you can just call them copyright. And these rights are controlled by the music publishers mainly. So recordings are copyrighted in copyright law as some recordings, and they're usually owned and controlled by record companies. This is people like the studios, the record companies now. Yeah. So that is recordings. Remember, things like instrumentals get from the studios. So then we have performance rights. Performance rights are granted them to the artist, and these rights, who is really entitled to commercially exploit them? We have two main types of performance rights. We have the non-property rights and we have the property rights. So what is a non-property right? So a non-property right, this is the right to object to the first recording or broadcast of performance that can't be assigned. And now, what are property rights? These are rights to objects to the copy of a recording containing their performance that are assigned to a certain record company. Okay, so you as an artist, should you be the one going to collect these rights, or who should be doing that? No. I'm going to explain it, or I've explained it in my previous videos on the music business, Dapstrem Entertainment YouTube channel. Kindly go check out who collects your publishing rights. Usually, let me state for you the exam. The CMOS does, the music publishers does control. They get the money from the property rights, your publishing rights. So how do you get them? So how does copyright now come? Copyright comes in when your original work, e.g. composition or sound recording, is created and is reduced to a physical form. So this means something like a tape, a CD, downloadable formats, like someone has your music on their phone. Yeah, that is original. That is where copyright comes in. So whenever it is in a physical form, your work is in a physical form, it is having a copyright protection under the regional laws where you are. Like if you're in Kenya, it's in the Copyright Music Society of Kenya. If you're in Tanzania, Tanzania, and so on. So the owner of the work is considered to be the first owner of the copyright. As soon as you went to the studio, release your track, you're the original copyright owner. So what about if you're signed? Is this your work, bro? No. You're the author, although works created by employees in course of their work are regarded as being owned by their employees. So if you're on a deal that you know nothing about, you don't own any track there, you're doing the tracks. So once a copyright has been created, it will last for the following periods. So I'm in existence right now. So in lots of years ahead, someone passes on, let's say 8 years, someone passes on. Yes, you still own the rights to that whenever you are in your grave for the next 70 years. I know that looks funny, but yes, copyright protection goes 70 years after existence of the author. So if you die at 80, from 80 years to the next 70 years, this work will be still regarded as yours, and after 70 years it will be released to the public so that it becomes of the public domain unless anyone else claims the rights to it. So musical work, same, 70 years. Sound recording, 70 years. So so you've gotten all the rights in place, like you've gotten all the 3 rights in place. So right now, how do you commercially exploit your rights? So the basic concept of copyright is that anyone that copies your work without permission is infringing that work. You understand? So the Copyright Designs and Patents Act of 1988, sorry, has added some additional acts that will amount to infringement if done without copying owners, including, and I'm going to read it out loud to you: issuing copies of the work to the public, renting or lending the work, performing, showing or playing the work in public, communicating the work to the public, that is broadcasting and making it available, and adapting the work. So you'll be infringing someone's right if you do the following. I'm repeating: issuing copies of the work to the public. So remember, if you have the Bluetooth thing, you're infringing someone's right. If you're renting or lending the work, you're infringing someone's work. If you're performing, showing or playing the work in public, you're infringing the work. And if you're communicating the work to the public, broadcasting and making it available in any way, you're infringing their work. So what does this all mean in practice for the music entrepreneur? Yes. Should I explain this in the next video? Okay. Let me continue a bit so that you may get into So what it really means in practice for the music entrepreneur. Well, let's go back to where we started and take a closer look at some of the main ways yani, in which consumers engage with your music, like buying of CDs, downloading track music, streaming music, listening to music on radio or television, and attending stuffs like gigs, performance, and yeah. So the business owner's task is to firstly get various routes to market so that their music is available, right? Yes. Painful. Something passed you a little bit, right? Okay. Well, so that the music is available, like in all these platforms, like iTunes, Spotify, Get to the Public is on YouTube, having really huge views. Nowadays, we go ahead into even using AdWords to promote our music, so that it gets really lots of views. Yes. Now, what is the business owner's work? Know how the monies will get back into the pockets, the money that has been used up. So, whenever this is streamed in all these ways, music business minded snails, the entrepreneurs in the music industry, will find a way getting back the revenue generated, flowing back into their pockets, back into their companies, back to the artists and all that. So in technical terms, it is up to the owners of the composition, the music publishers now, and sound recordings. These are record labels to do the deals to receive income of these activities. So right now we have things changing in the music industry. Like instead of record labels, artists can go visit places like Dapstrem, distribute their tracks, visit other distribution companies, distribute their tracks. So the importance of record labels is really reduced on the work that they usually do to an artist level. But yet, yeah, they still have a function in the industry, the record labels, so don't really belittle them. Yeah. So there are now a very good selection of distributors or aggregators that will get their music into stores and distribute to online platforms without too many problems. So, like you as an artist or a record label, it will be really difficult you getting your track on iTunes. But let's say, for example, you use Dapstrem. Dapstrem will get it to you like in 48 hours. So, how do you get paid if your music is played on radio? So, on to our next episodes, on to our next videos, we'll be discussing on the tips, on the ways, on the how we can generate the money being played on TV from the sources being played on radio and the gigs. So hit the subscribe button, for I'm about to go on to the next episode. I'm Merrick. Get into another episode onto music business. So we'll be discussing more on collecting revenue from the radio, TV, performance, and all that. God bless.